thing I wanted to ask you about, it's obviously quite a responsibility not only taking on the title character in a big movie like this, but also a character that's existed through multiple iterations in books and comics and things like that. So there's a fan base that has attachment to this person that's very real to them. Did you feel the weight of that responsibility, and what did you do to manage that going into the film?
Yeah, I think the fact that there is such huge following to the story is always quite nerve-wracking for an actor, especially when bringing a title character who's so loved by millions of people to life. There's a lot of pressure on you, and there are a lot of people who want you to do it justice, and I was one of those people. I'm a massive fan of the book, and I'm a huge science fiction fan as well, and so for me it was really exciting to be able to share my vision of the character with people.
Huge science fiction fan, and you get to work with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, check that off the list.
Exactly.
One of the things I appreciated about this film as a fan of films in general was that the casting of the students was age appropriate. It wasn't like a lot of TV shows where we see like 30-year-olds playing 16-year-olds. Do you feel that adds to the quality and sort of the authenticity of the story?
I agree. I mean, and then the original book, Ender starts off as 6 and ends up as 10, and in terms of practical element, that's impossible to film.
Right.
And so by aging the characters up and keep shortening the timeline, it allowed Ender's journey to be even more significant in a way. This pace at which he rises through the military ranks is sort of unheard of, really, and that emphasizes the point at which you realize how skilled Ender is at what he does and how intelligent he is. And the way that the casting process, I think the fact that we were all quite young when we filmed it, and whilst the characters are taken from their homes and put into this environment where they don't really know what to do, they don't trust anyone, and then we as actors, I was taken from my home. Obviously, well, I wasn't taken, but I flew from my home, and it's in a similar sense. We're put into this place where, of course, we're having fun, but it's in a similar way to what these kids are going through.
Nice. Now, speaking of age, the next film, or next book in the series, rather, takes place like 3,000 years later, but Ender's still around because he's been traveling in space. And who would you want to see play like the 36-year-old version of Ender? Well, you could always wait 25 years to make the sequel, but...
Could do, yeah. Who could... I think Benedict Cumberbatch could play a good older Ender.
He's pretty much playing everyone in science fiction.
That's true, right yeah.
Now.
But oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, awesome. And would you be interested in doing more of these in other iterations? There's like the parallel story that sort of, we saw some elements of that in this movie already. But
I would love to. I mean, at the moment we're just sharing this with the world, and we want this to do as well as we possibly can and focusing all our attention on it. But I would love to be able to play this character again. Yeah.